Good afternoon. My name is Christopher Thomas, and I'm going to tell you about the Independent Living Skills Training part of this presentation. First, I want to tell you about getting around the home safely as a blind person. It's more involved than just trailing the walls or the furniture or trailing doorways to get through them safely. We learned how to plug a wall outlet. We learned how to vacuum, mop, sweep. We learned how to clean the bathroom. We learned how to iron. We learned how to sew. We learned how to plant and garden. We also learned, which was one of my favorite parts, how to pick out clothes. We learned how to pick out dress shirts, make sure that we have the right colors. So we would check the buttons or the collars. We learned the textures of clothing. So jeans are one texture, dress pants are another texture, shoes, socks, belts, and ties. There's all kinds of tricks to the trade. Next, I want to tell you about getting into the kitchen, how to navigate the kitchen safely, because that's my favorite part of the home. I love throwing dinner parties before I lost my sight, and I still am able to do that today because of this class. The kitchen stove, of course, can be very dangerous, so I make sure that all the items in my kitchen are always away from the kitchen stove. I check the oven as well to make sure there's nothing in the oven. My oven is marked at 250, 350, and 450. My kitchen stove on the top is marked, the knobs are marked from low, medium to high. Let me tell you a little story. When I first lost my sight, I moved back home with my parents. My mother would cook these giant meals, and I was so happy to be home, but I had no idea that when I ate, the food would fall from a fork onto my lap and my shirt. My mother would always say, "Don't get up. I've got to wipe you off before you stand up." Taking this class taught me how to eat eat carefully so I don't spill. We also learned how to load and unload a dishwasher. We learned how to label items in the spice rack, for instance. All my items are labeled with Braille. We learned the shapes of different items in the kitchen as well: milk and juice, sodas, and hot sauce, and mayonnaise, and uh, mustard. That class is very important to me. I'm so glad I was able to take it. I'm going to give you all a little demonstration before I end my presentation today. We're going to turn off all the lights, black out all the windows. You have some items in front of you. Just a little snack from us so we can see how you eat in the dark. Pour yourself a liquid. There's a box that you can open and a bag that you can open. Go ahead and try those out and tell us what you think you're eating and what you're drinking. Okay, now that you've done that, some of you have orange juice in front of you, some of you have milk, some of you have water, and some of you have fruit juice. The little box is a pie, flavored cherry or apple. Could you tell? Also, the little snacks you have are cheese snacks. You might have Cheez-Its in one and Goldfish in the other. This class was very, very important to me. I've told you that. I wanted to live on my own again, and without this class, I would not have been able to do that. The class is very important to the blind community and very important to those of us who want to live life independently again. Thank you so much.